Hello, I'm Simon. Welcome back to my workshop. Now, I recently bought a load of glue sticks for my glue gun, but I bought far too many, so now I don't know where to store them. So in this video, I'm going to be building a storage solution and dispenser for my glue sticks. Let's get tinkering. Now, I think all I really need for this project are these two pieces of wood. This is a piece of 4mm plywood, and this is just an old bit of pine. I'm thinking for this project I can use the ply for the front and the back and the scoop, and then the glue sticks sit in it like this. This will be the back, this will be the front. The front will be about the same height as these glue sticks are now, so I need to make this piece of wood a bit narrower. I'm going to put a angle on the front for the scoop, and then a hole big enough, about 2 inches, to get my fingers in to take glue sticks out. And I'm hoping that when I put the glue sticks in the end, that they don't just all immediately get pushed out of the hopper, which they might, but we'll see. I'll mark how high it needs to be by placing a steel rule on top of the glue sticks and then marking the side. I'm using a bevel gauge to mark an angle for the hopper. The hopper will have an opening of about 2 inches. The first thing I'm going to do is cut this board in half to create the two sides. With the cut ends lined up and the mitre gauge set to 35 degrees, I cut the bevel on the ends of both pieces in one go. I can now use my bandsaw to rip these boards to the right size. I drew a line where I needed to finish the cut and then completely ignored it, so we'll have to fix this. I'll try not to make that mistake on the next piece. I can now finish cutting the waste off. To correct my mistake, I need to cut a piece that's the same thickness as the blade, which is about 1mm thick. This piece is just slightly too thick, so I'm going to adjust the fence and try again. Let's try that. Well, that's a bit of a bodge, but I'm sure once it's sanded, no one will notice. I made a design change to make the walls of the glue dispenser thinner, so I can rip the part that I didn't cut wrongly, and no one needs to know that I ever made a mistake. I think this is a pretty clean cut for a bandsaw. You can see the saw marks. It's nowhere near as clean as the table saw, which was too small to cut it in half totally in one pass, but it's pretty good. And these cut sides are going to go on the inside, so you won't see them anyway. This piece here is going to form the back and the front of the glue stick dispenser. So I need to get the width correct. Rather than measure anything, what I've done is I've put the side of the glue stick dispenser there, the glue sticks there, then a spacer, and then some more glue sticks, and then I'm just looking to see if that's in the right position or not, and just moving it over appropriately. The point of this spacer is just so that there is always a little bit of room for the glue sticks so they don't get stuck if they're slightly different sizes. So I think about there looks about right to me. Being careful to keep the factory cut edge against the fence, I now rip down this board to the right width. I can now cut the back piece to size. Okay, this doesn't look very pretty, but I mocked it all up with tape and then tried using it, and there's a couple of things that I found. One is this front piece needs to have a lip on it out to about here to stop everything just overflowing. I need a gap about 30mm, it's about 1.25 inches, so I can get my hand in to take the sticks out. And I don't need this angle at the bottom. It would be better if it was just squared off, because getting your fingers right to the corners is quite difficult. So I think just squaring it is the way to go. So I'm going to make those modifications. And I've decided I don't like the look of the plywood on the outside. So I'm going to rebate the back in, and then I'm going to do a groove on the inside for this to slide in. I think by doing that, I'll then be able to tune exactly how high this needs to be, so that it's comfortable for my fingers, but the glue sticks don't just pour out of it. So first I narrow the boards. I set the blade to the height of the backboard, and now I'm going to cut a rebate in the back of the sides. I then nudge the fence over a little and make another pass. I now cut the angle off the bottom to meet my new design criteria and shorten the back to fit. I can now cut the rebate on the front. This will take a couple of passes. This is starting to look quite nice now. What I now need to do though is put a groove on the front here as well, so it has the same design aesthetic as here, and then put a groove down here for the base to be inserted. This last cut is probably best done with a handsaw and a chisel, because I don't want to damage this front bit, because I just think it'll look nicer with this piece here on the front. So I'm going to cut it with a saw and then just chisel out the bits that I don't need to create a groove. I've got all my pieces, it's now time to glue and assemble. I gave it a quick rub down to key any surfaces that already had varnish on them and then painted it. Obviously this is just for the workshop, so you don't really need to paint it, but I just feel it makes things look more finished. I'm not using a wood paint, I'm using an emulsion, which might seem unusual. It was just stuff I had hanging around, and it seems to have worked really well for my parts tray organiser, so I'm sticking with it for the moment. This will only need one screw to fix it to the wall. Well, this is certainly an improvement on the ice cream tub I was using, and I don't have to remove loads of junk off of the top of the ice cream tub to get to my glue sticks. If you've enjoyed this video, then please leave a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, then please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.